Hello, welcome back to another video. I was doing a lot of scribbling in this one. I wasn't sure what I was going to make a video of, and I thought eventually, after I drew a lot of random stuff, that I would just do some figure drawing. Some of it I kind of changed up to make it more interesting for myself, and some of it I kept pretty close to the reference, aside from some minor tweaks. Honestly, with a lot of it, I need to get back into being able to push it a little bit more. Go from drawing from the reference and then making it something that's a little bit more, I don't know, movement heavy or something. But yeah, it's alright. We will get there again. I've been trying to do more figure drawing, so hopefully we see the results from that sooner rather than later. So I usually don't do this, but I have this very slightly sped up. Very, very slightly. I think it was like 1.25 or whatever. So, yeah. A very minor amount. And then the last two figures, I believe, are 1.5. Just because otherwise it was going to be very long. And it's very difficult, actually, to do voiceovers for like 30 minutes. I don't know how people manage to keep that up, but I did it for a long time. For anyone who doesn't know, I obviously draw a lot of these, especially if I'm doing traditional, just so I can get the sound. And then I voice over the top of it. That way I'm focused on drawing whenever I'm doing it, and my talking doesn't become as disjointed. So, yeah, I do my voiceover on Audacity, and then I go back through and edit it. So I have to, for all the time that I record, I have to go completely back through and edit every single bit of it to make sure that, oh no, there's not a horrible sound going on in the background. I'm not making nasty mouth noises or whatever. And the whole reason I even started doing that is just because my voiceovers tend to be too quiet. I've tried everything, like keeping my face much closer to the mic and like as close as the pop filter allows, and speaking louder, which was just giving me a sore throat. And yeah, so I just gave up and I started using Audacity. My brother kept recommending it to me for a really long time, and I also got a comment on here a while back, last year, the year before, I can't remember, and they also recommended it, and my brother had already been on me about it, but I was worried about learning it, and then I'm like, fine. So that's what I've been doing, and that's one reason that I ended up cutting my videos down to a smaller, more manageable size, because for years I didn't do voiceovers. I would just talk while I was drawing, or just let it be the sounds of drawing, and I was fine with that. But yeah, everybody kind of seemed to want me to do voiceovers, and they're, yeah, a little bit more labor intensive when you add that in. So yeah, that's the whole reason. Well, not the whole reason. The other reason is it takes a really long time to upload videos with our internet, because we have satellite internet, so not a fun time. Yeah, I really like this pose. I've tried drawing something similar from Imagination before, and I'm sure I have it somewhere on my iPad. I think it's my iPad. And I messed it up because obviously she would be trying to lean away from whatever she was afraid of, which the model's doing. She's doing a fantastic job. But yeah, when I drew it, I didn't put that curve in, so I pretty much always go back through with a more simple figure, just so that I can kind of mentally and physically correct what I've done. Just so it's in my head for the next time and show that I can kind of get the energy that I'm looking for. This is the whole reason why I tried a thumbnail, because I feel that drawing something small and feeling like it gets the idea across is super, super beneficial when you're going to make it larger so that it reads. If I lose my train of thought, it's because I'm not 100% awake yet. I've been up for a while, but I'm just tired. I liked this pose. She wasn't as muscular in her back, but when I draw people from the back like this, I really like just adding in little hints of muscle, so I end up making them look super jacked. So yeah, that's why she looks super jacked, and I don't mind. I think it looks cool. I do tend to force myself to soften things a little bit more, like that figure of the gent on the right side. I try to only use shapes to get the idea across, and like wrapping lines that kind of tell a story so that I get the information I need without having to go crazy on shading or hatching or anything like that, because it doesn't feel like rendering is my focus when I'm trying to do stuff like this. This one was actually a girl as well, but I ended up drawing them looking a little bit more like a dude, even though they're very small. They were very tiny, so I guess I was just really rounding things out. I actually like mixing really sharp edges with the soft ones, but because I'm reteaching myself a bunch of stuff, I'm not quite there 100% in simplifying it and stylizing it in the way that I prefer. So that's okay. They don't have a backpack. I said pack. Brilliant. Backpack in the reference, but I just thought it would be funny since they had the cat beanie on. I actually have a character. Um, he's supposed to seem super silly, but he's obsessed with cute things. And one of the things that he really likes is Hello Kitty. Uh, so he's this huge dude. He's got like piercings and stuff, but he always wears this like cute stuff all the time, always with it. But he's actually a really dangerous character who's around a lot of really dark secrets, and that's kind of the whole reason why he gravitates towards cute, lighthearted things. And every single time I draw someone wearing anything cat related, I just think about him. He's a very old character. I have a lot of really old characters. Actually, thinking about it, I kind of forgot, but I had made a like 4-page comic or 5-page comic or something with him years ago. It was disastrous. It was not attractive, but I guess that was another time where I was practicing comics. I can't believe I forgot that. I think I drew a sink or something that I was very happy with at the time. I'm sure it looks awful now, but at the time I was like, wow, this is the best sink I've ever drawn in my whole life. I saw a picture in my references that was this dude with his head all wrapped up, and I love stuff like that. So, yeah, I just decided I'd draw it and give him some creepy teeth. I always think of what a pain it would be to try to talk without lips when I draw people with those teeth. It was a very quick scribble, really. I think I left for a little bit and then came back, but yeah, I think we had to bring groceries in. That's usually what stops me. I have a lot of stuff to do, so sometimes I can't sit the entire time and finish something, which is a shame for my brain that's very one track sometimes. I like these poses that are like shot from below because I really like the way that the shape of the chest wraps around the rib cage. I end up drawing another one right after this that's kind of shot from below. I really like that shape. And I didn't bring the rib cage down enough. Which, I mean, it ends up looking fine anyways. But yeah, and I love jumping poses. I really like the way that the legs kind of move to deal with the balance and to catch people when they jump through the air. So I really like that kind of stuff. And the foreshortening that you get is always very interesting because it does not look right. When you draw it, it's like, oh, okay, it makes sense. But when you see it, you don't really want to draw exactly what you're seeing because of how odd it seems to your brain. Like it's not a way you generally see things freeze framed, you know? He didn't have spiky hair. I just like drawing spiky hair, so. And I almost was going to let myself cop out on drawing the face. And I'm like, no. Get in there and draw enough of it that, you know, if you had to detail it, it would look semi-normal. I'm pretty sure that other arm is his supporting arm. But I couldn't see it in any part of the reference. I almost just bent it and drew it the way I needed it to look for the movement to make sense, but it didn't show in the reference. It's fine. I usually don't do that because I'm not all that worried about keeping close to it. Oh, and the sweats didn't have the little ties on them. I just thought that would make the movement look a little bit more interesting. Yeah, making myself do more of the face. Okay, so this is... Which one is this one? Is this a kicking one? I think it is. I also love a lot of fighting poses. I always have, but I've always been into a lot of action movies. I love action movies. I'm a massive fan of Rambo. When it used to come on the TV, I would pretty much always sit and watch it. Any of them, I would watch them. Or anything Arnold Schwarzenegger, I was all over that. Or, let's see, pretty much anyone. I really, really liked, I just really like action movies. So I love that kind of posing, and goes without saying that I'm into like a lot of shonen kind of manga and stuff like that. Cut his heel off down there on that other foot. That's fine. But yeah, once again, where you can see the shape of the chest kind of wrapping around. And I really like poses that show how squishy the gut is and how it actually shifts from like the side. So that main ab shape that you can usually see on someone's stomach, it doesn't matter what size you are, you can see it. It's a change because it's attached to like the corner-ish of the rib cage. So whenever you squish to one side, It pulls, and yeah, you can see the separation, and I really, really like that. So a lot of poses that squish and stretch dynamically, I really like. But I still would just love, I've said it for years and years, but I would just love to get so much better at doing like dynamic camera angles, because I'm just not as good at that. I have to be in a specific type of mindset, and I'd love to get out of that. I don't want to have to wait until I feel like I can do it. I want it to be something that I just manage. And especially when I'm adding them to a background and stuff, I think that it would be nice not to have to fight for it every single time, which I know means fighting for it every single time for a while and just letting things turn out badly over and over again until that happens less often. And it comes with being in practice. There's so many things. When I'm drawing, there's so many things I want to practice and get better at. And it's exciting most of the time, but, you know, sometimes it's a little sad. So yeah, that's the finished video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Have a good day or night, and bye.